Hello and welcome to Ask Me About K-Pop, the essential guide for recent converts and seasoned fans alike. My name is Shannon.
And I'm Angelica.
And welcome to another song battle episode. Dun-dun-dun. We say every time we need a song.
Yeah. We need something dramatic. We need a music sting because I always picture the spotlights coming down on the title, the segment title.
Yeah.
So we got to find something that accurately sets the tone of this life or death battle we are about to partake in.
Maybe I can find the Kingdom song somewhere clean on the internet and throw that in, because I remember that having a very drama and people saying like, "Ooh, I should have set this like as an alarm tone." Really has a
set
mood.
The doom.
Yeah.
Perfect. Yes, today we are doing yet another song battle. And if you've never listened to one of our song battles before, the basic premise is this. We take 10 songs that all have the same title, and our stipulations state that the title must be grammatically exactly the same. So if the title is Butterfly, it's got to be Butterfly, not Butterflies. And then we rank them from 1 to 10 based on our own personal criteria, decide which one is the best and which one is the worst of the crop of songs, which doesn't necessarily mean the song is bad or that we don't like it. It was just...
No.
There's got to be a loser.
Someone has to lose so that someone
lose.
can win.
So that there can be only one.
So we used to do these episodes just averaging the two of our scores, and the like results would be revealed live as we figured it out. Mm-hmm. But since we started Patreon as a reward for our, let's see if I can say this, seasoned fan tier patrons, that's a real, I say that in all kinds of orders. They get to also vote in the song battle. So their scores are also tallied. And we basically you assign 10 points for your favorite song and 1 point for your least favorite song. And then that's how we figure out who wins.
Yes,
based on the totals.
The same kind of system that we use for our end of the year awards as well. If you've ever listened to our top 10s or top 15s, we use a similar point.
We love a system.
We love a system.
Systems. So anyway, today's title is Hide and Seek. And there were a lot of songs with this title, so we just picked 10 of them. So apologies for any disappointment that your favorite hide and seek didn't make it. There were a bunch.
Yes, there were a bunch. There was even a Miss A song that was titled Hide and Sick that I almost included on the list because I was like, oh, Miss A, like that's a classic group. We should put them in there. And then I saw that it was Sick, S-I-C-K, instead of Seek, S-E-E-K. And I was like... I don't care if you say it the same. That's not the same word.
That's not going to work.
According to our stipulations, that disqualifies it from being on the list.
Yeah, it does. So the list that we are working off of today, I used to wait, alphabetical order. Here we go. Alphabetical order. The hide and seeks are from 4 Minute, April, Astro, CLC, CN Blue, Lovelies, One Us, SF9, Turbo, and Wanna One. So that is who we are looking at today. But before we get started, nerdy Korean lesson time. Sorry, I stumbled into something and you guys have to learn about it because I did. No, this is actually interesting because whenever we do these episodes, we do like to look at the lyrics and the Korean titles and see, because oftentimes people are using the English word or a different Korean word than, or like, it's important to look into how all of these titles are used in different ways. So I started learning about Korean hide and seek because it's a part of the lyrics of most of these songs. So Korean hide and seek is called Sumbagukjil, which is like an anagram of like to be hidden carefully action game. Like it's just like it means hide and seek game. But there's a song, and the original song is like a gugak traditional song, and I have a clip of it for you here.
Perfect.
꼭꼭 숨어라 꼭꼭 숨어라 텃밭에도 왔는다 상추씨앗 밟는다 꽃밭에도 왔는다 꽃모종을 밟는다 울타리도 왔는다 호박순을 밟는다.
So, in this original gugak version, the main refrain is kokok sumora, which gokok is an onomatopoeia word for like tightly, carefully. And then sumora is hide. So it's like hide well. And then the gugak one just goes on to list places you cannot hide. Don't go in the vegetable garden. Don't stomp on seeds. I can see you behind that pot. It's just like listing places around the house that I can see you if you're hiding there.
Okay.
But then it turned into some kind of modern version that like kids say on the playground. And the more modern version is kokok sumora morikarak boila, which means I can see your hair. So hide carefully, I can see your hair. And then kokok sumora odi odi sumona. So like where are you hiding? So that's the little like nursery rhyme that kids say more modernly. And here's a funny kid like K-pop preschool version I found of the hide and seek song.
꼭꼭 숨어라 머리카락 보일라 꼭꼭 숨어라 어디 어디 숨었나 모두 모두 다 숨었니 찾아 나서 볼까 미끄럼틀 아래 꼭꼭 숨어라 커다란 나무 뒤에 꼭꼭 숨어라.
It was too well produced. I couldn't not call it out. But this little rhyme comes up in most of these songs and is in like some of the titles and whatever. So I just thought I would point that out because I've noticed when I was looking this up that the part, especially the morikarak boila, like I can see your hair part, people asked a lot on like Reddit or Cure, like, you know, threads being like, what does this mean? Like, why are they saying I can see your hair? Because out of context, it seems really weird.
Sure. If you're just watching like a lyric video or something,
Yeah.
and you're like, what is this?
But it's like part of the hide and seek rhyme.
Part of the ready or not, here I come.
Yes, exactly. So just wanted to get that out of the way before we started.
I love it. So keep an ear out if you're listening to these songs and see if you can hear any of those phrases.
I made notes, so we got it.
Before we dive into the rankings, how was your general experience in tackling this new crop of battle or new crop of songs? Because I feel like it's been a while since we've done a battle.
It has been a minute. And I feel like this one more than many of them, I feel like it was really hard to rank them. Because, and I don't know if it's the general like playful nature of like using hide and seek as a concept that like led to a lot of the songs having like similar jazzy, bouncy feels.
Sure.
In a similar way that like when we did the holiday episode, there were a lot of like cruise ship songs to go with like holiday. But yeah, overall, I really liked this crop of songs. There was only like one that I outright didn't enjoy. So it was pretty hard to put them in an order, honestly.
Yeah, I agree. I felt like I was, especially when I was trying to put them in like a top 5, I had a hard time being like, because I thought that there were, although some of them had similar aspects to it, I felt like my top 5 were all very different songs. So it was, I tried to look, because I did kind of like them all, I tried to put aside my like personal opinions and think about them as a whole composition and be like, the quality of the composition, like, is it unique? Is it complex? Is it like very simple? Does it have too much going on? Like, is there a piece of it that doesn't fit?
Right.
I tried to be a little bit more objective, at least in my final rankings when it came down to like making tough decisions. Yeah. But I always, as always, make a chart and I go off of like I take note of three things: vocals, vibes, and visuals. And so vocals, obviously, I'm thinking about the song itself and the melody and like, are there any vocal effects? What's the like quality of these people's singing voices? And I usually listen to, if there is possible, like a live version and then the like recorded studio track. And then vibes is just like general instrumentation and like feelings, and maybe that's where the lyrics come into play. But in this case, a lot of these songs didn't have visuals because a lot of the songs were like B-sides or something. And so the visuals didn't really come into play, which is like in the past, sometimes I've listened to a song and then I watched the performance of it and it totally changed my opinion of it. And that didn't really happen this time because there really weren't that many visuals.
That's true. That's very true. All right. Well, I'm excited to see how this all shook out. The listeners seem to have a few songs that they agreed on across the board, but then otherwise, everything in the middle, y'all were all over the place. So it's very interesting.
Yeah. I always think it's interesting too when I look at like just our rankings and how like adding in that third component of the Patreons like totally changes the end result, because usually you and I in some ways like will agree or like
more or less sort of
more or less
things,
like we'll have a similar, you know, ones that are on the end and ones that are at the top, but those patrons really
y'all
throw us curveballs.
all kinds of opinions about
their
music.
tastes are different than ours.
So it makes for a fun countdown.
Yes.
All right. Ready?
But we all agreed on this last one.
We absolutely all agreed, as is often the case in these. Sometimes when you look at 10 songs, sometimes there is just one that falls short. So this hide and seek battles, number 10 goes to 4 Minute for their version of hide and seek released in 2011. Yes, the listeners almost unanimously put this in last place, and so did both of us.
Yeah. This is just it's completely auto-tuned. I wrote that the vibe was robo-pop.
Yes.
Because it is bubbly in kind of a like EXID, like L-lie sort of way. But I don't know. It's just like, it's a little painful to listen to.
Yes.
It does feel very appropriate for the era. Like it came out in 2011.
4 Minutes like debut album. It's a bit deep on the list. But yeah, it has like the auto-tune is really aggressive. It also has like hand claps and then a part where it has like a bridge that has like a jock jams, like boom, pa-cha, boom, boom, cha, boom, pa-cha, boom, boom, cha, like all of a sudden. And then there's like one of the percussions is like a old cell phone, like the sound that like old cell phones used to make. I think it's just kind of grating in general.
Yes, it is very, very grating for sure.
But I did note that this was the only song on the list that, like, on their Korean album Melon list, the song is hide and seek in English in all caps. Everybody else translates it to something different, but 4 Minutes is hide and seek across the board. Because they don't say any of the Korean hide and seek words. They just say hide and seek.
In English.
Yeah, in English.
Yeah.
But the lyrics of this one are like vaguely kind of creepy because she's like, you can run, but you can't hide. I'm going to follow you every day and I will always find you.
Yeah. It's like that Blondie song, like, one way or
yes,
another.
I'm going to get you.
I'm going to find you. Yeah. Get you,
Yes.
get you. Exactly.
So that is the number 10 hide and seek. 4 Minute. All right. Coming in at number 9, this goes to April hide and seek, released in 2018. yeah, the Korean title of this one is Sumbakukje, which is the hide and seek game title. And the lyrics of this one are like, only we know this secret game of hide and seek, and I'll give you clues to my secret place. Can you find me? And then they say in English, oh, mind control.
Ooh.
Yeah, right? Weird.
Interesting. This was actually my number 9 as well. Like so far my list is the same as the group consensus. It has very pretty like piano in it, but it does also sound, I felt like this was one of the ones that does feel more like a children's song or children's game. Like they were really playing up that hide and seek concept, at least in the like musicality of the song. And it just kind of sounded like other girl group B-sides I'd heard before. It didn't feel revolutionary.
Sure. Yeah, I think that was my issue with it as well. Like the combination of the electronic game sounds and the pianos and the like bouncy dance beat is like, you know, early A-Pink, like you said, like standard girl group music. But I feel like the melody doesn't go anywhere in a way that I ultimately found boring. It was my number 8, but like it was also kind of low for me. But yeah, anything else to say about April?
No, that one feels, it was my number 9, so I have
So it is
no
where it
qualms
is.
with where
All
it
right.
is.
Okay, coming in at number 8, this goes to CLC for their hide and seek that was released in 2015.
다시 너를 찾지 않아 꼭꼭 숨어라 충분히 걸어본다 마지막 같은 사랑 내 머릿속에서 모든 흔적을 지워 숨어라
This was my number 9, so it was just switched a little bit. And the listeners were extremely divided on this song, on whether they liked it or not. My qualms with it, I will say what they are, just because I know exactly what they are. And it's the lyrical content of this song, which told me a story that I don't like.
Oh.
Because, well, the lyrics are mostly like, you better hide because I'll be mad if I see you again. Like, you cheater, you better hide and seek is the lyrics.
Wow.
But my real problem is in the second verse, they do this cheeky little thing where they say, you've only got 4 minutes. This is a hot issue. They do like 4-minute song titles. And I am almost 100% sure that this song was written for 4 minute because it sounds like their song Heart to Heart that eventually came out in 2012. And I think this was like a bad version of Heart to Heart that just got scrapped. And that Cube hates CLC so much that they just gave them this basement song and didn't even bother to write a verse that didn't reference another group. Like that was, I don't know how else to explain it other than that.
Sure. I mean, that is really weird that they would have so many 4-minute references in it. The only other interpretation of that I would think is that like because CLC is also a Cube group, like maybe, and this song is titled Hide and Seek, just like is it supposed to be an homage?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
4
Maybe, but
maybe, but I don't know. Either way, it's weird. I had very specific qualms with this one too, because there were some parts of it that I thought were like very lovely and catchy. But the opening spoken part of like the hey boy or whatever, immediately
you better not come around here no more.
Yes, as soon as it started, I like rolled my eyes and was like, well, this is going to the bottom. And then the very first verse is this like super egg-yol rap moment that I just like really wasn't into. And then it goes into the part that I thought was really pretty, and like I kind of forgot about the beginning of it, and I was like, okay, maybe that's the only part that I'm not into. And then they have this one moment of auto-tune, like when the song is really building and they say like sweetie my sweetie in this like kind of obnoxious sounding auto-tune, and it like just kind of I was like vibing with the song, and then it like irked me. You know what I mean? It just like poked me, and I didn't like it. So I had this one as my number 8 as well.
Yeah.
So I'm still my lineup is matching up so far.
Yeah. Good to see. Good to see. So I'm sorry, CLC. I really like you, but I do feel this song, I just like all I could see was like a company that didn't care like in the song, because it also like came out in 2015, and the fact that it sounds exactly like a 4-minute song from like 5 years before that, like
Yeah.
that's not new or exciting or interesting.
True. Also, the lyric video that I watched of this only had 5 members
Yeah,
of
this
CLC
was before
on it.
CLC was CLC had a rebrand at one point and added some more people.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
I think this was the last album as that iteration
That had
of
only
CLC.
5.
Yeah.
Okay. Fair enough.
All right, time for number 7. And the number 7 place goes to Turbo. Yes, Turbo Hide and Seek was released in 2016. I should have written this down. I think it's 2016. Yes, 2016. And Turbo is a first gen. It used to be
Trio.
a dance, and then they like moved into more, I don't know, they grew up and changed their sound a couple of times. So this is more adult Turbo.
Yes, this was for their 20th anniversary, I think, or something. I remember the music show performance I watched of it had some big like anniversary sign behind it. I don't know if it was 20 or if it was something else. But they're a trio, and they have 1 vocalist and 2 rappers. And I personally ranked this way higher. Like this was my number 5 pick, because it's just like dated in the best way. That I thought like this definitely had like some personal like nostalgia, I guess, that made me rank it so high. But I just think it's so pleasant, and like the vocalist of this group is so enormous, and his voice is so soft and gentle, and I literally wrote like the softest from the biggest. And like the raps are fine, but it has a really big, pretty string opening, and this like gentle guitar in it, and these like subtle strings throughout the whole thing. Like it's just very pleasant in that kind of like old school rap R&B mixture.
For sure. Yeah, I didn't have anything against this song. It just, by way of everything else, got pushed. It was also my number 7, because I really do think it was only the bottom 3 songs that we've covered that I had like any real problem with. And then at that point, it was just like, you know, picking favorites out of things that are great. But I thought that the lyrics of this one were really interesting, because it's kind of a story song, and basically every lyric is just like asking a question. Like it seems like old friends run into each other on the street, and he's like, do you remember me after all this time? Like I've become a really cool guy. Like, do you have kids? Like I bet your kids are cool. Like how's your family? Is your mom okay? I remember when your mom used to like make me lunch. And it's just like a nice reminiscing kind of song. But then but the chorus is like, where have you been hiding? Like, why didn't I find you until now? So I guess there's a little sad regret,
a bit of melancholy.
Yeah, but it has just like pretty acoustic guitar and those 90s drums, and like, yeah, it's a really nice song. I feel bad that it was 7, but like I said, I like everything from now on, so it was just hard to pick an order.
Yeah.
All right, so now it's, I guess, technically 6th place or slash 5th place, because this is a tie score situation.
Yes. The only reason I put them in the order that I ranked this one number 6 and the other one is number 5. They have the same combined point total, but I ranked one of them significantly lower than you and the listeners, so I put that one low. You know what I mean? Like
see.
I looked at like what was the discrepancy between the point totals, and I was like, okay, because this one was like generally agreed upon as being like a better song, this one will go higher. But they have the same total.
All right, so coming in sixth place by just the tiniest of fraction technicalities is Astro Hide and Seek from 2016. This is an adorable Astro song. I had it at number 4.
I had this at number 7. This was I had this one lower than I originally thought. Honestly, because this is one of my favorite Astro songs. I love the choreo to this. I love the energy of it. This one I thought, kind of like the April song, also feels very childish.
Yes.
And like it feels like a nursery rhyme.
I wanted to point that out because the Astro version does straight up use the lyrics from the Korean version in the lyrics, as well as something that I think is clever and cool about it is that they use the like nee 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 boo boo, also the little melody, so it adds to the playgroundy kind of vibe of it, which I love. But continue.
Yes. Well, and I just love like bubbly, playful Astro. Like that is the Astro that I like fell for, and so that's just like my favorite of their kind of music. And they've been making more like serious things lately, so I really enjoyed watching this and being like, oh, my Astro, like they're so cute, look at them. And like Rocky does this like amazing spin, and I love the chorus choreography so much.
The chorus choreography is so cute.
The little shuffle, I love it, and I like see it in my mind's eye whenever I hear this song. But thinking about it compositionally, this song is kind of odd, and there are certain parts of it. There's like a rap breakdown in the middle of it that
I'm
does
thinking about
not
it right now,
fit,
and I'm
at
regretting all my
all.
choices. Because I was thinking, you were talking about the song, and I was thinking about it, and I remembered the part where it goes, ba 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 ba. Ba, ba, ba,
Yes,
ba. And I went, oh no, I don't like that part, and like
I
realized I
forgot.
should have. Now I feel regretful because I don't like that part.
Yeah, I also, like, in my notes, I was like ready to be like, yes, Astro, I love it. And then that happened, and I was like, oh my God, I forgot about this part of the song. Like, this part of the song is so weird. So that was why I had ranked it at number 7, because I was like, this song I personally really like, but I acknowledge that it's not the strongest composition of the bunch.
Yes, understood. But just to note, lyrically, this Astro song is like, you are brighter and prettier than all the girls, like a pretty flower in field, and I'll fly high with you like a butterfly. Like, we're happy flying in the cloud. It's truly just like happiness.
Oh, my Astro. They're just so cute.
Under vibes, I wrote sweetie pie energy, just because they have sweetie pie energy.
They do have sweetie pie energy. They do.
They do. They surely do. All right. So we've passed the halfway point, and then that makes the number 5 eked out One Us with Hide and Seek from 2020. And I had to note this because this is one of the songs that has a different Korean title. The Korean title to the One Us song is Kukuk Sumora, which is the first line. So I thought that was interesting. And the lyrics of this one, this is like a like hopeful breakup song, because he's like, hide far away from me so that I can't find you, because you know that I'm going to find you someday and we can be together then. But for now, you have to get really far away from me because I might find you. But I love the funky bass in this song.
Oh my God, yes. I'm not like devastated that this is at number 5, because I recognize that all of the, like, from here on out, like, all of the
Yeah.
songs are very good. But this was my number 2. I ranked
Okay.
this very high because I thought that this was a perfect modern K-pop song. Like,
Yeah.
it has all the things that I love about Newest are in this song. Like, it has super funky bass, like a great piano, like steady drums. It's super funky and fun, and there's like falsetto ad libs, and there's like fun like drops and like echoey layered vocals in it. I just thought it was like, listening to it in the headphones, I think is what like really nailed it for me, because there's just like, it's a really full song to listen to. And I just like couldn't resist it. As soon as that bass started, I was like, yes, here we go.
Yeah. I also really like this song. And the reason that I think you ranked it high is the reason that I ended up letting it fall lower for something else, is that it just sounds like a perfect standard modern K-pop song, which isn't a problem. It's a strength of it, but I don't know. It's a thing about it. Is that it just
No,
has it really has that sound.
Yes. Yeah. I get what you're saying. And when I had gone to like input my scores and I saw that I was like alone in ranking this one very high, I was like, I thought instantly, I was like, well, maybe it sounds too much like a perfect modern K. Maybe it doesn't sound unique enough. And like there's too many other things that sound like it. Because this is a song where I was immediately thought of another group. And I was like, oh, this is like those few Newest songs that I really, really love. So like I get why that might have like detracted from it, but I just thought it's a good composition.
Interestingly enough, looking at the listener scores, half of the patrons put it in their top 3 and the other half had it in their bottom 3.
Interesting.
So it was like it was polarizing.
Very divisive. Well, honestly, the first time that I listened to this, I watched the music video and I thought that it was just kind of like middle of the road, because the vocals almost seemed like, I wrote that they were kind of whiny in them. But then when I was just listening to it, like off of the album, I didn't have that same opinion. So like, I don't know what it was about. Maybe I can't imagine that the visuals made me hear a whine, but I also don't know why there would be like why it would be a different mix in the music video than it is in the album. But I don't know.
Who knows? Well, that's very interesting. But yeah, that was the most recent of the songs on our list.
And it did sound modern.
It sure did. All right. Coming in at number 4, this goes to 101 from 2018. Now, this is interesting. The 101 one has a very unique Korean title. The Korean title to the 101 song is Sulle, which like means the tagger or it, like the person who
like
is
you're it
in the hide and seek game. So it is a sad breakup song, and they are saying, please don't say we're breaking up. I can't be it today. I don't want to catch you. Please just come out. I miss you so much. So
sad.
It's sad, but like, yeah, an interesting twist on the concept of the hide and seek thing. So I thought that was worth noting. But yes, this is like a R&B ballad with soft falsetto and just kind of like a rainy, melancholy vibe.
Yeah, it feels very stripped down in comparison to a lot of the other songs on this list. It's very like pretty and simple. And even like the rappers are like kind of singing their parts in it. I thought it had kind of like a graduation, like goodbye feeling. And I was like, oh, is this like close to when they were like wrapping up or whatever? Is this their goodbye song? But I ranked this as number 6, and I feel like I allowed it to drop because of what we were saying about the One Us song, of like, I just felt like I had heard other songs that sounded like this one. So I allowed it to kind of just like stay in the middle.
That was my reasoning as well. I said like pretty but simple. Like it didn't have a thing about it that stood out enough. Like it's not
Agreed.
unpleasant, but where was the spark? Yeah. The spark that you need in this tournament.
This
to
is a
win this
competition,
battle.
damn it. You got to bring your A game.
All right, let's move into the top 3 now. And this was a highly contested top 3 because this was a lot of people's top 3 in different orders.
In different orders, yeah.
Fascinating. All right, so coming in at number 3, this is CN Blue from 2015. This was such a fun surprise. When
Oh
it
my
came up the
gosh.
first time on the playlist, I was like, what? Those horns just knocked me off my feet.
Oh my God, those horns are so good. They just make you want to shake your butt. And you
Yeah.
like can't resist it. Like, oh my God, it's so good. Yeah, so filthy, those opening horns.
This is again, like, despite its very fun vibes, this is also like a breakup song. It's like, why did you leave me, girl? I'm nothing without you, and I'm tired of playing hide and seek, so please come out.
Yeah, I thought it was interesting that the vocals are kind of like lower. And they do sound a little bit, not like angry, but like desperate. And so that was like it's just a very different vibe from a lot of the other songs that we've had. Because most of the songs on this list are pretty bubbly. And this one was definitely a completely different energy. And it almost has like an anti-chorus where like there's just a different instrument solo in like this little break through each part, and it's just a really, really lovely song.
It reminded me a little bit, like vibes wise and arrangement wise, of an Amy Winehouse song. I feel like
Absolutely.
that was like the vibe that they captured quite well with this one.
Yeah. Where was this on your final rankings?
I had this at my number 2 spot.
I had this as my number 4. This did not make it into my top 3. And I feel like the only reason I did is because there was definitely a certain point where I had been like listening to the playlist like multiple times. And this was a song where at a certain point I skipped it, or not, I didn't skip it, but before it was over, I skipped to the next one. Yeah. And I was like, okay, well, obviously I don't love that song so much if I like don't need to hear the ending of it. And because like CN Blue is kind of more of a like rock group than they are K-pop, I was like, maybe I'll let this one slide out of the top 3.
Yeah, totally. I feel like my 2 through 5 is what I just kept moving around in different combinations until I just told myself I had to stop doing it. So CN Blue ended up in 2 just because of the uniqueness of it, and I just really think the horns were a cool choice, and yeah, so that's why it ended up so high for me, just for pure uniqueness sake, I guess.
It is certainly one of a kind on this list.
All right, coming in at number 2, Lovelies with Hide and Seek from 2017. This was my number 1.
This was my number 1 pick.
I was
too.
shocked to see that it was your number 1, but I was also like, yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
This song is so good.
It's so good. It's so good. Like there's this composition it has everything. Like it has disco guitar.
Yes.
It has bold strings. It's got perfect builds to it. Twinkly piano. Like it is like ABBA disco on Broadway with these like amazing like chorus line vocals. And I just like, I was listening to it and I watched the live performance first and was kind of like, okay, it's kind of just one of those like end of the concert kind of
Yeah.
vibes. But then like they do kind of like choreo to it, but then especially when I like put my headphones in and just like listened to the track a couple times, I was like blown away by it because I wrote literally like it's just so grand. Like
It's
this
so
had
grand.
to be my number one because this is a song. You know what
It's
I mean?
like soaring.
Yes, the composers put everything they had into this song and the vocals are so beautiful and I literally have a bunch of question marks next to it. I was like, one question mark exclamation point question, like is this my number one pick? And then I was like, I never erased it. I was like, yeah, I guess it is.
Yeah, the first time I listened to this playlist through, I put on Bluetooth headphones and was cleaning my bathroom. So I couldn't even see. I listened to it blind. Like I didn't even see who people were. I was just listening to it to see what my reaction would be. And this song, I like literally like stopped what I was doing because it like grabbed me. And the part in the like the chorus where they go cook cook cook. If there are not fireworks right
Yes.
then, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
But yeah, when I was trying to describe the vibes of this, I wrote princess disco, and I think that like there are a couple of like old A-Pink songs that have a similar vibe, and I've never been able to like describe it, and I feel like it's just like princess disco because it's twinkly and it's Barbie and it's cheesy and it's Disneyland. But it's also like funky, fun pop music at the same time.
Yes, I totally agree. I think that's a perfect genre title for it. And I was shocked, but I was unswayed. Like as soon as I heard this song, it didn't take much for me to be sure. And I actually started after I listened to it the first time, like all the way through in my headphones, I was like, well, obviously I need to listen to this entire album. Like, what is this even from? And the album is good. I don't know if you've listened to it yet. You will love it in particular.
I'll go check it out.
For sure. And it's a big album. It has like 13 tracks on it or something.
Ooh, damn.
Yeah. So lovelies. I think it's called Are You Ready?
Okay. And just lyrically to note for this one, because it has a kind of different perspective story, Lovelies are saying, I have to hide from you because if you know my feelings, too soon, I might get hurt. So like I could tell you someday, but for now I'm watching you from afar. So it's like they are the ones hiding and seeking.
Gotcha.
All right, so then that leaves only one choice for number one, and that goes to SF9 for their 2017 version. And as noted at the beginning, the SF9 version is the one that is titled I Can See Your Hair in the Korean title.
So the line from the song.
Yes. So, and the lyrics to this one are like the SF9s are very aware that this girl has a crush on them, but she won't say it. So they're trying to like goad her into being like, you don't have to hide from me anymore. I can see your hair. You can tell me.
Oh my God, this is almost like a response to the Lovelies being like, I can see you. You don't have to hide from me. I can see your hair. I love that.
Yeah.
I titled this Big Band Romance.
Ooh, yes.
Which is a genre that I cannot fucking resist. As soon as this started, I was like, if this was based on my opinions alone, this would be number one. And so I am happy that it is number one. It was my number three. But
too.
I just like, I love the horns. I am obsessed with the falsettos in it and all of the little ad libs. I love the little woo-ah please in it. I just think it's like so fun. It's catchy as fuck. The bass is so funky. I loved everything about this.
Yeah, I liked
everything about it.
Okay. I know that they came out the same year, and I don't know if it is possible, but I want to say this is a response song to the Lovelies one because I do think that it has similar twinkly percussion. Like it does have like funky beats, but it has that same Disney twinkle in its percussion.
Totally.
I love it.
I love it. It's canon now in our
Yes.
head. Our head canon
These go
for
together.
these two songs. They go together.
Yeah, I loved this one. And this was one of the songs where there is a music video, there is a full choreo. It's like a whole experience
Yeah.
that the others were mostly not.
Yes, this one does, like, there's a dance practice and there's a special music video, and the music video is just like them like filming like kind of like candid behind the scenes footage or whatever. I just wrote, whoa, Rowoon, so pretty. But also while I was watching the music video, I literally said out loud, don't run by the pool.
I know.
So it made me very nervous.
Music videos, these boys, they're always roughhousing in pools. It
Right by the
stresses me
pool,
out.
and I'm like, you're gonna crack your head open. You're gonna not poke your eye out. But anyway, the song is great and the choreo is really fun too. I watched the dance practice and it's a delight.
Yeah, it's so delightful. So those are our final rankings of the hide and seek song battle.
Boom, boom.
I'll read them again from 10 to 9 just for posterity's sake. So number 10 went to 4 Minute. Number 9 was April. Number 8, CLC. Number 7, Turbo. Number 6, Astro. Number 5, One Us. Number 4, 101. Number 3, CN Blue. Number 2, Lovelies. And the hide and seek battle crown went to SF9. Yay!
A battle well fought.
Oh, battle well fought.
A true group of contenders, this one.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And yeah, thanks to all the Patreon members who got their answers in time. Y'all really do make this more interesting with your varied opinions and being different people that are not us. So it's fun. All right. And with that, we'll be right back with our random game. All right, we are back. And this week, the random number generator gave us a 4-member ballad boy group that debuted in 2014, and they were called Heart B.
Yes, they were under Marble Pop Entertainment. And although it was never officially announced, their K-pop profiles page says that it's safe to assume they disbanded after in 2016, their website was shut down and they went inactive on social media. But I guess they never officially made a statement about it. So who knows?
Yeah, who knows? But they did put out 5 singles that were contained to 2 mini albums, and they did 1 OST. It doesn't even say what drama that OST was for. But
Yeah, it says they initially put out a single without any promotional music video or physical copy. They put out a song called Shine, and they were intended to have a no face, just voice concept. And they did not put out a music video or appear on any promotional music shows for this, which obviously didn't do what it was intended to do.
I was saying in the break when we were doing the research that that's no face concept doesn't mean no promo. It means you hire an actor to be in the music video.
Exactly. Exactly. And they also have 4 very nice faces.
Yeah, they are
so
not
there's no
uggos.
reason to do a no face concept for these boys.
Yeah.
I don't know what Marble Entertainment was smoking when they were trying to put these guys together, but Heart B had a tough time.
Yeah, so we're going to check out a music video for a song called Remember that was on that first mini album. So this must have been the music video they did put out after the no face, no promo Shine thing didn't work out. And this music video is almost 5 minutes long, but it doesn't even have 255,000 views on it. So,
Oh, wow.
I know. We'll have to see what this is. I hope they're at least good singers, and they probably will be. I feel like ballad groups are usually good, and then I just get sad and hope they're working somewhere.
Yeah, it is a ballad group, so at least maybe we're in for a good song.
Yeah. All right, so here comes Heart B. Remember. 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, Marble Pop's getting their logo out here.
That's the first minute of the video. Okay, someone's making rice. Getting rice out of a rice cooker.
Yeah,
Making
soup.
seaweed soup.
Hell yeah. This is making me hungry.
I was literally just going to say the same thing. Look at all of those side dishes.
All that banchan.
And that whole fish. Okay, so these are the members.
This must
Each
be
one
the
is
members.
eating. Oh, okay, there's the fourth one. We're
The
just
third
eating
one's
spoonfuls
eyebrows
of
were
plain
dyed.
rice.
Oh God, is he crying?
He
Oh,
is
he's
crying.
really hard.
Why are you crying while shoving your face with rice? Just plain rice.
Oh my God. Stop.
No, don't. Stop eating. What are
Trying
we
to
doing?
eat when you're crying is like the fucking worst.
Yeah.
Damn, these dudes are sad.
They are so sad.
We've got a piano boy. We've got a leaning in the bathroom boy.
He's wearing like a long blazer cardigan.
I thought it was a robe in the thumbnail. I couldn't decide if
Yeah.
he was like being sad in a robe or not. The one that they just showed in the pink with the pink stripe kind of looks like Win-Win to me. I thought that in the still pictures. He like he looks a little bit like Win-Win.
Yes. I can see that.
Like in an ear placement facial structure way or something.
Yeah.
And then this piano boy, they dyed his eyebrows red. I noticed it in the opening scene, and I always think that looks really crazy.
It does look really crazy. And they've also dressed him in a corduroy short suit, which is an interesting choice.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I mean, this is a pretty song.
Yeah. Oh, yes, I totally dig this vibe.
Yeah.
It's like a little 80s.
Yeah, with the like beep, 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 beep.
Yeah.
Like string. That was my interpretation of an electric violin. This is the guy you think looks like Win-Win, yes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
I
a
also
little
thought
bit.
he looked a little bit like Hui.
Totally. And then the guy who was like
The, like-
super crying.
Elfin features.
Yes.
Oh yeah, super crying.
I think he looks like if Taecyeon lost 100 pounds and was weirdly way too skinny. I think he would look like that guy. They have similar mouths.
Isn't that the same guy? Isn't pink shirt guy the one who was crying?
Oh, I thought it was the robe guy.
Robe guy.
Not robe guy or whatever that guy is.
Yeah, the guy in the bathroom.
Yes, bathroom guy.
Oh, I have socks that have the same logo as
Yes,
that gray
cute,
sweater
that
guy.
heart
The little heart.
pattern. Okay, now we've got a nice like coral and camel khaki.
That is not
Ooh.
coral. That is flesh color. Like that shirt is the exact same color as his skin.
You're right.
Look at it
is.
from afar.
But the one that's like the one in front of the black piano, his shirt
Yeah.
looks a little pinker.
a little pinker. It does. Maybe it's just because he has a white collar shirt underneath.
Oh my god, the gauzy like why do you blur? They're like blurred around them.
Because then some of the members are blurry in these shots,
it
like
looks
when you're far
crazy.
away. I wonder if one of the members was said to have written most of their songs. I wonder if it's the one that's playing the piano.
Maybe. I feel like that would make the most sense,
It would.
but it all could be a trick of Heartbeat.
It's all a trick. Well, the Korean spelling of their name spells it B as in rain.
Mmm.
The heart remembers. Heartbeat.
Wow.
But maybe that's just spelled phonetically. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, that was Heartbeat.
Heartbeat!
Listen to my heartbeat.
Heartbeat. And at 2 p.m. was suggested for me immediately after that one.
Oh, wow.
So
Of course it
I'll
was.
pull that up for later. Oh, my 2 p.m.
I thought this is like a random afterthought, but it works on the podcast. I thought it was interesting that I feel like at your birthday party, somebody asked me about 2 or we said something about like 2 p.m. and 2 a.m. And then somebody was like, oh, is 2 a.m. getting back together? And I was like, no, probably not. They're all at different companies. But apparently yesterday, 2 a.m. said that they want to get back together now. So
Now that they've seen how everybody loves 2 p.m. still.
yeah, 2 p.m. is paving the way for all the old groups to realize they can. So Girls' Generation, are you listening?
Hello, Girls' Generation.
Anyone else want to come back?
Is this
That'd
thing
be
on?
fun.
Yeah, that would be great. That would be great. I mean, 2 p.m. is playing in the background. Excuse me. I paused you. Thank you very much.
They're very insistent.
I mean, thank heavens. Just glad that they're back.
Me too. All right, it's weekly recommendation time.
Weekly recommendations.
And spoiler alert, like we haven't done in a super long time, we're recording episodes ahead of time. So I hope nothing real fun or exciting has come out in the meantime. So I'll just tell you that a fun thing that's still new to me is that my Monsta X went on the M-Dramata It's Live channel, finally. The channel we talk about all the time where people perform with the live band in the big room. And it's so good. And they did Secrets, which is the English song from their new album. And they are so cute and they're having so much fun and they sound so good. And I love it so much.
They do sound so good. It is just the 5 of them. My Shonu is not with them.
I know. God, he was like, get used to it.
I know. How dare he not participate in this comeback and then immediately say, goodbye, I am off to the military. We didn't even get to enjoy you on stage one more time.
Did you see his like very cheeky sponsored post?
Yes, I did. And it just, I already know he's hilarious.
To explain, if anyone didn't see this, the day after Shonu announced that he was enlisting, and if you're hearing this episode, he's already enlisted. God damn it! That the day after he said that, he like posted a like SpawnCon Instagram of this like face cream that he's a sponsor for, and it was like, hey, I know I like dropped some really rough news on you guys, and you need.
What's really calming? Like, I know, like, this was like difficult news. I stressed you out. You know what's really calming is this face wash cream. Or this face cream or whatever. And people were commenting on it like, Shonu, what the fuck? And he just went, it kills 2 birds with one stone. He's so funny. I love a man who has simple humor. Like, that can just say one thing in a monotone, flat voice, and it's the funniest thing that you've heard all day. And Shonu, I will miss you.
Yeah, we'll miss
and
you
your
so
very
much.
flat humor.
Very much, very much. Yeah, so that's my recommendation is Monsta X on It's Live.
That's a very good one. A personal recommendation would just be absolutely any of the 2 p.m. stages, in particular, their most recent Inkigayo stages. They've just been having a lot of like fun doing the ending fairy moments because that's something new for them as a second gen group. And they're really adorable. I think it's in the Inkigayo one where like one of them starts it and then a couple of the others like jump into the frame and they like pretend to fight for it. And in the dance practice natural version that they came out with, there's like a funny moment at the end as well where they just get a little bit more candid with it. And that's my favorite 2 p.m.
Yes. Oh my God. Also recommendation for another 2 p.m. thing that we haven't mentioned since the 2 p.m. episode is that they put out a music video for Cafe.
Yes, they sure did. Yes,
and it's like them being adorable and camping.
Like
and
going on a vacation or something. Yeah.
Like dancing under fairy lights and being adorable, but I'm happy because
Just
I love
being
that song
cute.
so much, so I was glad that it got a shout out in music video form.
Yeah, because that song is really good. But I want to give our Patreons
Ooh, yes.
an opportunity to share a recommendation. Our seasoned fan tier patrons have the opportunity to submit to us once a month a recommendation of their own to be read aloud on air. So this week's comes from Young, and Young says, my favorite K-pop idol show right now is K-pop Star on YouTube, KBOB Star on YouTube.
Ah, K Rice Star.
Yes, bop in rice means, bop in rice. Bop in Korean means rice and is
Or
also
meal.
used for meals in general. And so Yang says the ultimate mukbang idol show has arrived. Nothing like your favorite idol in an epic chow down extravaganza where they put the love back in love handles. Yes, this is the visual soundtrack to my pandemic pounds, but I don't care because I'm ordering Koreatown takeout and watching skinny TXT members chow down on a ginormous pork roast after dancing to Blue Hour on a farm. Or Monster X with an epic lobster buffet that reminds you Shonu still looks good with lobster spillage all over him.
Of course he
G-Friend-
does.
Of course he does. Or G-Friend girls reminding you that a buffet of garlic steaks can be the perfect accessory to a stylish outfit. By the way, the bonding these idols have with the ajumas that make their meal is also beyond precious. My favorite that I am recommending is when Pentagon shares a cauldron of Korean seafood stew, like a Korean bouillabaisse, and the bond they form is a reminder that the K-pop idols that share a stew together stays together, unless one of that member is fired by atrocious cube for being with K-pop goddess Hyuna. Still not over it. Not to stir the pot or stew, but Dawn should be there sharing a tentacle or two with the rest of Pentagon. But meanwhile, enjoy the simmering stew of idol bonding. So bon appetit.
What a great recommendation. What
Is
a great recommendation. How have I gotten worse at talking? I don't know. That's a great recommendation. I have only seen Monster X episodes of that show, but I know I can vouch that it is also good.
aside from those, the like ASMR peaky cast shows where they have to like try to eat something quietly, the only mukbang I ever watch is show news. So I'll happily watch Monster X eat a seafood buffet.
Yeah. Seems like it's a good time. Alrighty. So, Patreon. This episode included a lot of Patreon listeners, so if you would like to join our Patreon and be one of these listeners who gets to vote in battles or suggest recommendations, you can join our Patreon at patreon.com/remakekpoppod. For as little as $3 American a month, you can get extra episodes, and then for some more money, you can contribute to the show. But also, for free and for everywhere, we are at AMA K-Pop Pod on all the places. You can send us emails, amakpoppod@gmail.com. You can leave us a voicemail if you have something to say, 181-AMA-KPOP5. You can send us letters or packages or whatever to P.O. Box
26096, Los Angeles, California 90026. We're also on Spotify. We're on YouTube. We're on Discord. There's a fandom Wikipedia about us. Any of our social media, Twitter, Instagrams, AMA K-pop pod will have a link tree in the bio.
Yep.
With everything you need.
Every single thing. So thank you for stopping by this song battle, and we will see you next week. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Jonghyun, your inspiration.